Hello everybody, my name is Ossi Mäntylahti and I would like to present to you a case in Odoo which we encountered and which is actually something that most probably a lot of Odoo consultants are getting trouble. And essentially it is when you are setting up a new Odoo instance, how would you import client companies and client companies to Odoo 13. It's not something that is very straightforward, and unfortunately the documentation is a bit wanting. So in this video I will be explaining you the principles, and then I will be showing a demonstration on how it is actually getting done. So the thing is, what we are looking for is that we are looking to get this this kind of thing in Odoo, so that you have actually companies and you have then individual persons who are marked for these companies as this company's contact. And there can be several, or there can be just one or several persons who are the contacts there. So essentially, this is what we are looking for, that we have a company name, and then we have this individual who is going to be the contact for this company. Now, there are a couple of things in Odoo which would be having an impact here. First of all, Odoo website has instructions on how to do it. The discussion is from the year 2013, so it gave the basic idea, but it is updated and not accurate to Odoo version 13. Also, furthermore, Odoo website contacts are not correct. There are clear errors, like for example, you can't match a contact with the company name. Now, before getting started, let's get a couple of terminologies right. First of all, we are talking about two different things. We are talking about companies and we are talking about contact persons. They are related, as seen in the previous screen, but technically all of these are partners in Odoo. Now, for the clarity's sake, I will be keeping using the terminology contacts versus clients. The principle how to get this done is that you need to have 3 Excel files. You need to have one Excel file for companies, second Excel file you need for the persons, and then you need to do a database matching. The principle on how to do the database matching is essentially that you will you will first need to upload the companies in Odoo database. Then you need to export that so that you are getting actually this export underscore res partner and ID number. Then you need to upload the persons. You then need to export those persons on another Excel file so that the persons are getting an database ID as well. And finally, you need to create a third Excel file where you are matching these with Excel's VLOOKUP, so that essentially, let's say that we have this Aaron here who is working for Crafts Food Mexico, and then we will be matching the database ID for Crafts Food Mexico, so that this is Aaron's thing. And now the third thing is that we need to generate an Excel where we are doing the matching. So without further ado, let's go and see how these things look like. So I will be showing you the Excels first. So this is a real Excel file which we got from the client. As you can see, we have this is in Spanish, but it works equally in English. The reason I'm using Spanish is that that this is for a Mexican company, and the Mexican company is having you can't actually import this directly to Odoo because there are certain fields which are region specific. Like for example, Mexico City is in English, it's Mexico City, but it is Ciudad de Mexico in Spanish. So essentially we have here in this Excel file, we have both the companies and we have the individuals in the same. So we can see that, for example, let's see if we filter these by company, we can see that AB Kalsa has 3 persons working for them, and this is quite common. So Anheuser Mexicana has 5 persons working for them. So the first thing what we needed to do is was to separate this for companies and individual persons. So here we have now set up the companies, and there are a couple of fields which typically don't appear in the Excels that you got from the clients, and those are here on the right hand side. We have to add a NIF is the RFC code, which is the company tax code. Then we need to add constraint fields, which is typo company type. This is actually Odoo's contact type. Then we need to have field es una compañía y es cliente. So it is a company and it is a client. The last one is quite important because otherwise it is not detected as a company nor as a client. So let's go and see our example website. This is Odoo 13 Community Edition, but it works in the same way in the Enterprise Edition as well. Let's increase the size a bit so we can see. So what we want to do is we want to have this is a company, and here we can see that Ossi has been marked as a contact for this company. So if we edit this, we can see that it is company, it is marked as a company. Then we can go to this Ossi, and we can see that now he is related to this company. And this is what we want to do with this. So first of all, first mistake that people typically do when they are importing contact is to create them in contact application. That's wrong. You need to create them in the sales and clients application. Otherwise, they will be visible only for the administrator, and they will not be visible for the other users. So therefore, we actually have created in this site. We have created let's see the settings, and we have created here 2 users. We have normal Odoo bot, which is the built-in administrator, but then we have created an own administrator. Now this user needs to have permissions of importing, and I think it was here in the settings that he needs to also to have the setting. Yes, generic options and importation and exportation, so that we will allow users to import data from the archives, from the files. So without further ado, let's go to sales, and we go to clients. So now we are in the clients, and now we need to import. We select the file, and we select only companies. It's open, so we actually have to close these. So we upload only the companies. Now, when you are doing this, we need to match the fields, and we can see that we have name, telephone number, city, state. This is actually a bit stupid because Odoo requires the state to be. It doesn't allow the importing of the state as an ID. It has some kind of internal numeric ID, but it is typical that you have to have the state name exact matching. And as we can see, there is an error here. Estado de Mexico should be here on the Mex, but we have already figured out that it needs to be Mexico. So here we are now importing this, and we need to put this. Okay, and yep, this one. This is actually not needed because we are already in the sales application, and it is they are automatically created as a clients. So we can test it. And everything seems to be correct. So then we can import these. And now we can see that we have created 242 contacts here in the database. We can actually now next thing what we need to do is we need to export these. We select we first look for everything here, then we select all, and then we export these. And now we need to get the ID. Sorry, the ID actually is going to be generated automatically, and we only need actually to get the name that is being shown, and we export that one. Okay, so we need to export this, and we can save this now. Exported companies. Okay, and we can see it. Sorry, I was wrong. You need to have the ID as well. It was what was it again? Let's see the previous one. Where we are having it. Yeah, the persons are getting this immediately. Let's see. Now this is what I created. Yeah, it is ID. This, I think this is. I can delete this. Yes. Yes, that was it. So you have to tick this. I want to update the data so that we can that it generates the database ID, and we can see that the database ID is shown here on the left hand side. That generates the unique ID which is for this company. Now let's save this. And the second thing is that we need to import. Now we can actually see that these are clients because we have the clients filter here, and we can now filter so that these all are marked as companies. They are not individuals. So then next thing is that what we need to do, we need to import the persons. So we import the persons, and we go for the only individuals. So I have to point out that this individuals file, it does not have the company information. They are just persons without any linkage to company. That is why. Thank you so much, Martin of Canada. You were great. However, this is. This information is incorrect for Odoo version 13. You cannot import the files once while you are having you cannot import persons and immediately link them to the company. Otherwise, you will be getting foreign key errors in the importing. Trust me, I banged my head on the wall for quite some time. So here is the also that these when we are selecting is a company, es una compañía in Spanish, we select it as false. And let's see, are we ready to be testing this import? And everything looks good, so we import this. So we got something 450 here, and now let's filter this. So we can filter now. We can filter individuals. We can get 242, and we can filter companies 242 as well. So let's get individuals here. As we can see, the individuals are different here. So let's get selecting everything, 4, 6, 9. And now we export these. And I want to match update so we can get the ID. And the only thing that what we need to know is nombre or name, and we don't need anything else. So we are now exporting this. And these are persons exported persons. So now let's see if I got this right. Yes, I got it right. So the next thing, what we need to do, we need to match that Aaron is working for this whichever company he is working. And how to do it? Let's save this. Now what we have here is that we have actually the person's name and their companies. So the next thing what we need to do is that we need to get the persons from the original file that was sent by the client, and we put the company name here. So we go now to here and we see the version 4 cleanup. And we sort this by the name. And let's hide everything here, and we are getting name and company. So Aaron works for Crafts Food. So we can actually copy just this field, put it here. And now the next thing is that we need to have the ID of Crafts Food in the database. So we are actually writing now down here that we are a related company export ID, because that is the field name in Odoo. Now we need to create another sheet, and this is gonna be my match up screen. So what I do now, let's see if I have it open. No, I don't. I open the exported companies version 2 and copy this here. So now what we can do is that we can use the Excel's VLOOKUP function to get what is the database code for Crafts Food, because we know that Aaron is working for Crafts Food. So we now do VLOOKUP sheet 2 exclamation mark A B. Then this is where we are getting the information. Then comma 2, because this is the table array where the value is. And then sorry, I was wrong. So we need to look for C2, because that is the string that we are looking. Then where we are looking for sheet 2 exclamation mark AB. Then we are the next thing is the column, which is the source information, and then false, because we want to have an exact match. And tadam, we are getting an error. What's the problem? Value not available error. So let's see. Yeah, my mistake, because the order needs to be different. So the ID needs to be on the second column, because VLOOKUP looks for the values in the first column, and then it gets the second column. So now it should be getting, and it is A B, and here we are. Ta-da! We are now getting the value CC08F, and it is Craft Foods. So let's see. CC08F, which is exactly the correct one. So we can now fill this field in. and put it here. And as you can see, we have a couple of NAs. What does the NA mean here? It means that there is no value, and that's actually quite common because there is no always a value. So in order to prepare this Excel file, we actually need to be doing one more trick for it. Let me save this and save it with another name. So we are saving it as combination matching version 2. And now what we're gonna do, we copy this field and we paste it here, but we select paste values. So that we, because we need to delete the extra stuff from here, and we also need to delete this NAs from here. So we are replacing them with nothing. And we can delete this field, and we also need to delete, just for the safety, let's delete this sheet as well. So now we have matching that Aaron Alvaro should be working for Crafts Food, and this is the ID of the Aaron, and then this is the ID of his company. So this is matching version 2, and now what we can do is we can go to Odoo and we can import. Let's hope that this works. Matching version 2. And now we can actually get this. We don't want to import the name. We don't want to import the company. We want to import the related company external ID. Now there is one stupidity in Odoo, which is that there can be like an empresa relacionada and compañía relacionada. One of them is the actual Odoo multi-company company, and this is not what we want to do. Let's see if it was this field or was it the external ID of the company. So let's see test. Everything looks correct. Let's go. And we are now getting it right. And ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully imported the contacts. So as you can see, now we can see the names, and with the comma, we can see that they are actually related to the company. So we can see AB Kalsa, and it has three persons. So if we open this, we can see that Adriana Rodriguez is working for AB Kalsa. And if we open the AB Kalsa, we are seeing that there are 3 contacts which are related to this company, which is exactly the nice one which we were looking for. That will be all for us today. Thank you, everybody, and have a nice day. Goodbye.